Good day, everyone. This is Pilot Needles, and welcome to DDO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in DDO and on the tabletop. And please welcome my co-host from Ravenloft, Dracula.
Hey now, everybody, how's it going?
Hello there, Drac. I heard that the plague rats have returned to Barovia.
Yes, I am patient zero for the Ravenloft plague. I don't know what this is, but it sucks. It can go away anytime now. Like,
It could-
just any time would be good.
All right. And with a little bit of luck, it'll be gone by the time this podcast is over.
I hope so. We'll see. It came on quickly, so maybe it'll leave as quick as it came on. But whatever this is, just please go away because it sucks. Thank
All
you.
right. Very well. You wish you had your cure disease potion with you.
That is what I need. That would be handy right now.
Let's go and look into the game news where they're doing a pass on the Epic Destinies. Oh, what are they doing to the Epic Destinies this time?
That's right. We knew they had talked about this, and over on the forum, Steel Star did post about he's calling it the 2019 Epic Destiny Pass. First of all, he starts out talking about there is going to be a new Epic Pass Lives because we just didn't have enough before. So yes, Steelstar does say, hello, we've just posted about some upcoming changes to the Epic Destinies, and to go along with the Epic Destiny changes, we're planning on adding 4 new sets of pass lives, 1 for each of the spheres, and here they are. And then he says, notes, the effective changes is that you will have a 4th choice of an Epic Pass Life in each sphere. Like every other set of Epic Pass Lives, these go up to 3 stacks for a total of 12 new PLs. The passives are unlikely to change as they match all other pass lives in that sphere. They're just here to complete the picture. And then he did point out that at this time, they are not planning on changing Epic Completionist, or adding a higher end one. And I know that was asked a couple times in the thread, and he did reiterate that a couple times. So once again, they are not planning on changing Epic Completionist or adding a higher end.
What is Epic Completionist?
That is if you complete every life. So you have 1 life of everything. So you're every race, each class. And hey, Gumsgang, how's it going? So, what are these new pass lives we're going to get in the Arcane Sphere? It is going to be an Ancient Knowledge. Arcane Pass Life stance. You're going to get +3 MRR per stack in this pass life. So that's pretty cool. +3 MRR, that'd be handy. And then the passive bonus, of course, is a +1 absorption of acid, cold, electric, and fire damage per each stack of the pass life. In the Divine, it's called the Ancient Blessing. Divine Pass Life stance, +5 positive, negative, and repair healing amplification per stack of this pass life. Note, this does not allow you to benefit from negative/repair healing if you do not normally do so. +3 PRR per stack is the passive bonus on that. In the Martial, it's Ancient Tactics, active bonus, +2 Tactics DCs and +1 Assassinate DC per stack of the pass life. I like the sound of that. +2 AC per stack in the pass life as well. That is the passive. And finally, we have the Primal. It's called the Ancient Power. Primal Pass Life stance, +2 to attack per stack of the pass life. If you are fighting in the 2-handed fighting style, you will also gain +2 damage per stack in this pass life as well. And the passive on that one is a +3 maximum hit point and +4 10 character, or +4 per 10 character levels. So that is a quick look of what Steelstar has to say about the new pass lives. And then he did go ahead and lay out what his thoughts are on each of the spheres and what he is going to change. There is a lot to this. I would probably die by the time I would read all this. So go over to the show notes. You can click right on it, and it'll take you right to the post in the forums, and you can read about it.
Oh, good grief.
But yeah, there is a lot of stuff they are talking about on these and how they are going to change these. And I know reaction has been kind of mixed for some of them. It depends which spear it was. It was kind of mixed, but so go ahead and check that out if you are into all your epic destinies and all that. I am just now, I'm kind of sad to say, just now starting to play with this over on Wayfinder, actually. I'm just starting to mess with all these spears and stuff. So I don't know about a lot about these yet. I'm just kind of learning as I go, and Lesson, Tay, and Rent are kind of helping me along through it. So it'll be interesting to hear their thoughts next time we play on this, all these passes and what they think about it. But pretty cool stuff from what I've been reading. But as I said, go over to the show notes. You can drop right into the forums and find out all you need to know about the 2019 Epic Destiny Pass.
Not that I'm going to be running into those too often.
Right, yeah, because you don't even have a character that's 20, do you?
I've only done TRs twice, and I've never done a epic TR. If that's a
no, I guess you haven't, have you?
Yep.
No, maybe that should be our challenge. Maybe next
year is
probably next year. Yeah.
Well, how high do you have to be for an epic TR? 30, 32?
30, I do believe.
Okay.
So maybe that will be our challenge next year, to actually get some characters up into like the 20s and aboves and actually play them all through up, and maybe try to get to 30 and then mess with this. We'll see.
We will have to see. But right now, let's head into our DDO Chronicle for this week, where it appears that we are still at Sharn, looking at a fountain that doesn't seem to be very fountaining.
And I know you're shocked, aren't you? Sharn, I'm shocked. Shocked, I say. Yeah, as I said last week, pretty sure Sharn is going to be prominently featured for the next couple weeks. We'll see, though. We do have our community spotlight. As always, DDO Cast is starting to review Sharn in their latest episode. That is episode 560. Click over and give that a listen. The beginning of the show, during the news section, I was actually on there with Patrick. So if you want to hear me ramble on about stuff like I ramble on this podcast, go listen to that podcast and you can hear me ramble there as well. And then after that section, they do jump into their Sharn review, which I did listen to the episode. And the Sharn review is pretty good so far. I can't wait for I think Patrick said there's going to be 3 parts of that review. So and then the High Lords are going to be hosting a Caught in the Web teaching raid. That will be this coming Saturday, June the 8th, over on Sarlona. It starts at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to learn how to do Caught in the Web, head over to Sarlona and join the High Lords. We got a shout out for our latest episode of Sharn Heaven and Hell. It is episode number 2, Annoying Goblins. Which, yes, best title we could come up. Oh, that goblin was annoying, but I digress.
Yeah.
I digress. Let's jump into our fan site news section here before I totally die. Bard's Life with Doug. Yeah, I can. Words are easy for me to speak right now. Start that over. A Bard's Life with Doug Glendower, Sharn in the Cogs. So click over to watch him run through that. Bio Break, Sip is talking about A Ghost of a Chance in a new DDO post. So check over at Bio Break. Don't forget Alex and Lynn bring you DDO Sundays over on the DDO stream. Mickey's Delirium, Maniac does Giant Hold. So click over to read about her adventures there. And then I am actually going to try to say it this week. Dia de Reaper Come Hyberman, close enough, has a monk on heroics. Close enough for government work. It works. Streaming with Even at her episode 95 of Sharn on Epics. And the great DDOPL folks run level 18 plus dungeons. So we do have a Chronicle comment, as we always do, Pinely.
Okay.
You're walking around a dungeon. You sense danger nearby. Upon using your spot skill, you find it's...
Irk.
Stupid goblin. That was actually going to be my answer because I think he's going to like follow us around everywhere now.
So we're on the same wavelength.
And of course, Gump's gang had to work bacon into this answer. Of course he did. He says you're walking around in a dungeon and you sense danger nearby. Upon using your spot skill, you find it's a beholder eyeing out your stash of bacon. Get away, beholder. My bacon. Tosses a very small rock.
All right. I was wondering how he is fitting bacon into that.
Well, of course. As we established last week, bacon and Gump's gang go hand in hand. Again, as I said last week, not a bad thing at all. And you definitely wouldn't want a beholder stealing your bacon. Very, very bad. Nor would you want that irksome, annoying goblin stealing your bacon either.
Right.
I digress about that stupid goblin. Let's just go right in to our screenshot of the week. We have Madeline wishes her brothers, sisters, family, and friends a happy Pride in the 418th DDO screenshot of the week. And that is thanks to Madeline for sending in that screenshot.
Now, where is this taken?
That, I'm pretty sure, is in the Shroud Raid. When you open the chest and grab the loot out of the chest, it gives you that rainbow. Almost positive that's where that's at. That's the only time I've ever seen a rainbow like that. If there's no Photoshop shenanigans going on, it's got to be out of Shroud.
Okay. I suppose that works. Then let's go and see what's on sale this week. Anything nice, wonderful, and juicy?
There is actually not some bad stuff. Quest XP elixirs, always good to get those when they're on sale for that sweet, sweet XP. Those are 25% off, and we have select adventure packs on sale as well, because it's the Adventure and Advanced sale. That's running through June the 13th. Our weekly coupon code is going to get us an Elixir of Angel Tears. Coupon code Angel Elixir, also conveniently through June the 13th. And don't forget, DDO bonus days this week is bringing you a plus 10 heroic and epic XP now through June 9th. So go quest and get the sweet, sweet, sweet XPs.
Then let's go and head into our site news where we'll soon be having Origins coverage, right? I mean, assuming that you...
Yeah, I hope the Ravenloft Plague is well gone by the time Origin rolls around next Friday, so I have a week to recover, so here's hoping, fingers crossed, because it's going to suck if I have to go Origin sick. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going next Friday is when Origins actually starts on Wednesday. But alas, I am only going Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. My schedule so far is pretty darn booked. I have 6 interviews scheduled, and I have 3 that are pending. And then I have a couple that they weren't setting up schedules per se. They just said, just come up to the booth and we'll be glad to talk with you and show you off new games. So if you're following us on Twitter, you'll probably see some tweets and stuff from Origins. If you're following us over on Facebook, I might actually try to do some Facebook Live stuff. Maybe. It depends on how the coverage is. I can't remember how well cell coverage works in the convention hall. I don't think I tried anything last year when I went, so we'll see. But just stay tuned for that, and then after I get back, I'm going to edit all the videos, and then we'll start releasing them similar to how we do with our Gen Con coverage. So you'll start seeing a couple videos a day for the next week or so after Origins until we get all of those out. And then we'll move right into Gen Con then in August. And of course, don't forget, we still have the GoFundMe running, so if you want to help provide this convention coverage, you can do that if you wish.
Then let's go and see what's happening on the screen. Where it appears that Netflix is creating an animated series based on the game Magic the Gathering. Whee! That's a little unexpected.
Yeah, and actually, I'm surprised, to be totally honest, that this was never done before now.
Well, you could do have a point with that.
Because it just seems like Magic the Gathering and like an animated series would go hand in hand. And of course, leave it to Netflix to do it. At the helm of this is Joe and Anthony Russo. You might be saying to yourself, why do I know those names? Oh, just a little couple movies. The Avengers Endgame. Avengers. Does that ring a bell? Yeah, those Russos. The Russos responsible for bringing us most of the great Marvel cinematic hits are going to head this up and bring Magic the Gathering to the screen. Netflix did say the animated series is going to follow a brand new storyline that will give a little more background to the game's planeswalkers, the magic wielding characters that make up the majority of the protagonist and the baddies.
Right.
We don't know much more about it other than that. It seems like everybody is super excited about this, though. The animation for the Magic the Gathering series, which we still don't even know what exactly the title is going to be. Netflix just kept saying the Magic the Gathering series. I'm assuming it's going to have a fun title.
Yeah.
It's going to be animated by Bardell Entertainment. You might have seen their work on a little show called Rick and Morty. I'm sure nobody that listens to this podcast has ever watched an episode of Rick and Morty. Our Teen Titans Go are over on Netflix. They also did The Dragon Prince. So it should be very well animated, should be very well written. They are getting some good writers for it. It's pretty exciting, especially if you're a fan of Magic. And Chris Cox, the president of Wizards of the Coast, said, "We're thrilled to collaborate with Joe and Anthony Russo to bring Magic the Gathering's rich and diverse cast of characters and worlds to Netflix in a way that will delight many fans and those new to the franchise." No release date has been given of yet, but stay tuned to the site. We'll be sure to post on it once we know more.
Then let's head into our weekend gaming. And Dracula, were you able to get any gaming in while you were going through this ordeal?
Nope. My game this week was survive versus dying from the Ravenloft plague.
Okay, dokie.
So yeah, that's about it. I played with you. Since I'm gonna start coughing here in a second, I will let you say what we did, and then you can talk about what you did, because I didn't do anything.
Very well, then we headed, of course, back into Sharn and continuing the rest of the first part of the Sharn storyline, since that's split into various arcs in there. And the first one was Best Laid Plans, which is what I was talking about last week and how much trouble I had. And it was like 4 or 5 times easier doing it with Drac than it was when I was soloing it.
Yeah, I said, because I'm like, we're like going through this, and we didn't have hardly any problems at all. And I'm like, so why was this quest so hard? I don't understand what you're talking about.
And it's like, and I've just felt like that in some of those rooms. I actually had more monsters when I was playing it solo than we had when we were going in together.
Yeah, and I said I think it might have been the difference of there was just more people and we had more DPS maybe, and we just got better spawns. Maybe you just got really unlucky with some spawns or something. But
well, that's always a possibility. But
I enjoyed that quest though.
It certainly was a lot more fun doing it with you than it was when I was doing it solo.
Sounds like it from what you talked about last week.
Now, the big problem I had, though, is that there are some points where I was constantly on the floor from the stupid knockdown spell that they had.
Yeah, thankfully your dog was knocking him down a lot, so I only think I fell down maybe once or twice. But yeah, your dog was like tearing it up and knocking him down left and right, so Thank
Yeah,
goodness for that dog you had with you.
thank goodness for that. Yes, you're right on that. So it could have been the wait. You're talking about that.
Oh, your wasn't your dog. It was you had a wolf, I think. What did you
No,
have
no,
with
no,
you?
no. It was the pet that came with the expansion.
Oh, well then that wouldn't knock down then. I don't
Uh,
know what was doing the knockdown then. Some was knocking it down. It was making it way easier.
yeah. Now
I
you would
thought
think that
you.
yeah, the one that with the dog was my artificer, the one I was doing solo with.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you had some kind of like something with you. I thought you would summon like a wolf or something.
No, I
It
don't
could be the cold
think
medicine making me hallucinate too. That very well could be.
unless I remember to actually do a summon monster just before that. I mean, a summon. It would have been summon monster. It would have been Sun Nature's creature. It could be I remember to do that because I only remember to do it once or twice so far in our time in
I'd have
Sharn.
to go back and watch the video, but I swear you had something with you that was actually fighting.
Oh, that's a nice concept. Then after doing best laid plans, we did the same old song, and after that, a little quest called Just Business.
Yeah, spoiler alert for the Sharn review we're going to be doing after we're done. This quest sucks. Plain sucks. So far, loving Sharn. No problem with Sharn's. Like the writing, like the flow of the quest, like everything. Then you get to this quest and it's just like, okay. Not sure which worse in this quest. The stupid things that you have to fly on or that stupid freaking annoying goblin.
Yeah, yeah. I remember someone who was watching the stream said, "Well, that goblin's well named."
Yeah, exactly. The greatest name ever for a protagonist that you're fighting. That
An
would be
antagonist,
our
yes.
antagonist. I mean, yeah, Urk.
Yeah.
That would be it. Ugh.
Yeah. Oh, and you remember last week where we had the question of which would I rather fight, a group of goblins or a group of kobolds?
Mm-hmm.
And I said I didn't have enough experience with goblins to give a good answer on that.
Can I guess that your answer is now kobolds?
Well, it's certainly a much more balanced answer than it was last time. I'm not too sure I've completely decided on it yet, but it's not definitely not a
Yeah,
one-sided decision as it was
I
last week.
liked the storyline of the quest. The story was good, but the quest itself just sucks. It's like my least favorite Sharn quest, bar none.
Well, there is that,
And I
yes.
know we're going to get hate mail now because people are going to say, oh, that's the best quest ever. You're so stupid. You just don't know how to do it. Well, apparently not because it sucks. Podcast at ddoplayers.com to tell me I'm wrong.
I'm not going to disagree with you on it, but then last week I was thinking that Best Laid Plans was the worst. So as I said, that one was a lot better with two. So that concluded phase one of that. Then on tabletop, I played another adventure in Thunderstone Quest, the middle adventure of the first quest. And this one was close, I will just say. Pretty much came down to the last turn, where on the last turn I was just one short on how much damage I need to do. And oh yes, one short, and I was short on light that I needed in order to get to the end of the tunnel. And yeah, the barricades got overrun. So that was it for that. And I was just experimenting with different types of builds this time. I didn't have any rogues this time around. And yeah, you really get hurt if you don't have rogues in the first quest. It looks like you really need a rogue for the first quest. At least that's the impression that I concluded with. And then I didn't talk last time about Elder Scrolls Online. I completely forgot to talk about that. I had started playing that again.
Really?
And
That's surprising because you really didn't like it the first time you played.
But actually, this is maybe the third or fourth. The last time I had played it, it was just when they released Morrowind.
Okay.
And the game apparently was unstable on that particular release, and it crashed the instant I went to Morrowind. So it was a while before I got back into it. I think that was also when I still had a very, very slow internet. And yeah, ESO on a slow internet is a bit of a problem. So I went into there, went and ran some Morrowind quests. And I must say, the Morrowind quest lines are probably my least favorite quest lines in all of ESO. I mean, you will probably love it, but every single quest in here, except for the main storyline, I might just go and do the main storyline and just skip everything else. Because just about every quest I could find required you to either pick someone's pocket or to break into somebody's house.
Oh yeah, see now you're talking my language. I would love that.
Yes, and doing all these things.
See now you're tempting
You
me to
haven't done, yeah.
you're tempting me to reinstall ESO finally.
Yeah,
This is all you're
it's
doing.
yeah. Morrowind is just all about seeing how many crimes I get feelings. How many crimes can you get committed? Can you commit and not get caught in it? Sounds like because that's
Sold.
yeah. And so I was, and so happened about after a week after I started playing again, then came the release of Elsewhere, and I was instantly okay. New place to go. Whack. I was immediately off to Elsewhere, and I like the questing out in Elsewhere a lot better than I like it out in Morrowind. So I am having a good time there. I have a solo character that I'm playing there. I am playing a Dragon Knight. I'm doing a solo Dragon Knight, and I'm also playing a warden with Sanswinda. Sanswinda, for those who don't know, is one of the other hosts for the for Lotra Players News. And so we're
Ooh.
having
Gumsgang is saying that the new Necro class and zone is awesome. So much personality. Okay, the word Necro has my attention.
Oh yes, they did add something, a new class called Necromancer.
Tell me more.
Well, I haven't played the Necromancer, so
Like a full on, like when you say necromancer, you mean like necromancer, like I would love to be one? Like that type
as
of
in
necromancer?
summoning dead and stuff like that.
Okay. o-
That's the impression I get.
Okay, you're selling me more on this.
I mean, I could make it some of my homework to actually check out a Necromancer and see what it's like, just so I could report to you.
I'm tempted now. Tempted. See, I loved ESO when I was playing it, but my problem with it, I didn't enjoy playing it solo.
Ooh, that means we would have to find a time to play it together then.
Yeah. See now,
And
see, you're tempting me with this stuff. Because like I said, I liked it, because I played it for I don't know quite a while. And yeah, Gumsking in the chat is saying yes. Raise the dead to fight, throwing flaming skulls. All right, sir, sir. That is all I needed to know.
Okay.
Sold. Done. Sold. But yeah, no, as I was saying, I enjoyed playing it, but I just didn't enjoy it solo as much.
Yeah, I know that there are a lot of people who tend to say that they like the game a lot better.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought, and maybe it's just because I play games for fun. I don't, I'm, as anybody knows that listens to this podcast, it's listened a while. I don't consider myself a great video game player. I mean, I just play games to have fun. I don't have massive uber characters. I just build my character the way I want to build it, and I have fun. And I found ESO sort of hard solo in parts of it.
Yeah, it does get that way. And I was just thinking that it could be an interesting heaven and hell type pair that we could have. You could play a Necro and I could play a Templar.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking Heaven and Hell Part 2 after yeah, see, we'll have to talk about this.
Yeah.
I think this is going to work, sir. I think it's going to work.
All right, we will see. We currently have 19 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to help support DDO players, simply go to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you'll find rewards, including a mention on a podcast of your choice, or even be a guest with us for an episode of DDO Players News. We did not receive any emails this week, but if you'd like to send us one, you can send it to podcast@ddoplayers.com. You can also follow us on Twitter. The Players Alliance @PlayersAlly, DDO Players @DDO Players, Dracula @Dracula_72, and Pineleaf @Pineleaf Needles. And you can follow Dracula on Twitch @Dracula_72. And we have 2 shows on Thursdays at 7 p.m. US Eastern Time. We have DDO Players News, and on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. US Eastern Time, we have Lotra Players News. You can join us for our shows at ddoplayers.com/live. And that is all for tonight, and this is Pineleaf Needles reminding you to quest responsibly.